What's up? I'm Colton,
I'm Cam.
and we're gonna be doing this class assignment here. Assignment number one. We're gonna be talking about the Progressive Era. I'm gonna start off with the cause and effects of the Progressive Era. The Progressive Era cause and effects. So it really started off with unsafe work conditions. It started off with women, minorities, and children. They had the worst conditions. They were working in factories with no shoes, dangerous things, for very low wages. And from that, there was child labor laws. Children were actually required to start going to school instead. So every child would go to school. Another cause and effect would be Henry Ford. He was a big one. He had multiple things. He created Ford, so he started the assembly line. The assembly line led to jobs of many Americans. And so the unions, the $5 a day, which made a livable wage for everyone. And that caused less farmers. So people would move from the country towards the city for looks of jobs. And so they saw a large shift of people moving from the country to cities. Women, they didn't like conditions in the workplace. And so with this, they went on strike and refused to work until conditions improved. And then we have labor laws for equality within the workplace for men and women. And muckrakers, they had a very big cause. They brought light to social issues that we were facing within this country, like the jungle, for example, which led to regulations on food and the creation of the FDA. And this was all brought to attention by Teddy Roosevelt.
For the next topic, we're going to be talking about muckrakers, and more specifically, Ida B. Wells. She really got her start in investigative journalism from this one incident that happened in 1982 when there was an altercation between a black store owner and a white store owner, and the altercation turned violent very fast, and it caused 3 black men to be arrested. And the next day, the 3 black men were taken by a lynch mob and killed, and this really got Ida B. Wells into investigating the lynchings and the murders around America from lynch mobs.
So now we're going to transition to the role that organized labor played during the Progressive Era. Organized labor played a big part in the conditions in which workers would work in. It also, the wages that they'd get paid. Henry Ford started the $5 a day, which was a guarantee that an employee would leave getting paid $5 a day for their work, which was a livable wage back then. Also, labor unions helped stop workers from getting fired for no reason. They had to have probable cause, and they actually had someone fighting for them. So the little people finally had a voice with unions. That was the major part of it all during the Progressive Era, was that they had someone fighting for them to get better conditions and to help them move up in the world.
All right, so I'm going to be transitioning into what I think a president would use as a political platform to be more progressive in the 2020 election. So I definitely think a more progressive president would lean more towards free healthcare, or definitely free, if not more affordable colleges for young kids and just people in general. I definitely think that a more progressive president would be more open to gun control. I know people aren't going to like that, but I definitely think a progressive president would do that. I think a progressive president would listen more to the people and not just Congress.
And to add on to what he was saying, we also need to have an economical reform for the lower class. They don't have the same opportunities that we all have and that we all deserve. It's a basic human right, and I think a progressive president in 2020 would definitely push that issue of having equality, whether it be school or healthcare or college. I think that we all should be able to reach these same things. We're all people at the end of the day. I'm no different than him than he is to me. We're all the same people. We all have blood and DNA, and that definitely we should all have equal rights to obtaining our goals in life. And one person shouldn't be put at a disadvantage just because of what they were born into. You could be born into something bad and make it something great.
Right.